watching Day or Night. X is for exotics, and this is a question I don't get all that often, so this one kind of threw me off a little bit, and it really wasn't so much of a question more than it was a comment that was left on one of my videos that kind of turned into, I mean, it wasn't a big thing. I just responded with, I'll make a video about it, basically, to this person. So if you're watching, this one's for you, you know who you are. I don't call people out. When you ask me a question, I'm not going to blast your question and who you are on here. Some people want to remain anonymous, which is why I say email me instead of trying to comment below a question or anything, because I know that, you know, you get attacked by other people, or you feel you may get attacked by other people. So if you have a question, feel free to email me. All my information is on the screen. So we'll talk about this real quickly. Passion versus curiosity. I have been in situations where you'll go to a reptile show for somebody, it's their first time, they really want to get into it, and they're all excited, and you know, you can kind of tell as soon as they get the snake in their hand, they're like a little timid, and my answer is, okay, you're not ready yet. Come hang out with me for a little bit, for a few months, and then you can get the snake. But that person, if they show up at my house and they want to learn more, which I've had a lot of people that show up and they want to learn more, and they get their animal and they're doing fine, those people are passionate. They followed up with the right response to their initial reaction to something they were curious about. The curiosity part goes into, you're apprehensive, but you buy the animal anyway, against your better judgment of knowing you really don't know what you're dealing with, and your curiosity ends up killing the animal, or the curiosity ends up your animal hurting someone else, or you lose the animal, or you get discouraged and you discourage other people from getting it, etc., etc., etc. I don't even need to go on anymore about all the ifs, ands, and, you know, buts that goes along with that. The question you need to know is how. How do you keep them? And then you can get to the why. Because if you get to the why after the how, this is just how I look at it. If you figure out how an animal works in its natural habitat, start with that. How do they live in their natural habitat? If you're still curious about them enough to say, you know what, I would love to be able to interact and see that with my own eyeballs daily. If that's something you want to do, then you've moved into the passion area. The how is the curiosity. And when you get into the why, you know, then you're just like, why do I want this animal? If you're doing it just because you think you're cool, your best friend has one, I gotta get one too, that's curiosity. That's not passion. That's not even really curiosity. That's something else, you know. So, but I mean, like, it's okay to be curious. I'm curious about all kinds of animals. There's things I see all the time where I'm like, wow, I wouldn't mind owning that. But I'm still right now sitting on the same type of animals I've had for years and years and years. And that's because some of the animals I'm curious about, I'm not comfortable with owning yet. And it takes me a long time before I'm comfortable with it. Even if I know I can just, it's right there. All I got to do is just pick it up and take it home. You have to fight that impulse, and you have to understand what you're dealing with as an animal. It's an alive creature. There's all types of ramifications. You have to weigh all that out, and you can't do that in an impulse. You have to sit down and you have to talk this stuff out, especially if you have a family. It's not something, you can't just bring down a ball python and be like, hey guys, look at my ball python, who cares, don't worry about it, it's fine. You know, that's something you need to talk about with your family. It took, and my goodness, it takes some people decades to be able to do this. You know, curiosity with children is what I'm talking about. A lot of children are curious. But by the time they get to adults, sometimes what they were curious about, they're afraid of by the time they're adults. And that's because they didn't follow through with their curiosity into the passion part of it. They weren't passionate enough to follow through with it. The passion is in here. It's in your heart. The curiosity is in your mind. And that's generalizing it. It can be both. It can be swapped. But for the most part, when you're curious about something, you think you want something. Right? You think you want something. You think, you know, and that's any walk of life. The passion comes with, you're going to do whatever it takes to get it. And that's the difference. If you're just curious, if you can live without it, if you can obtain it easily, the knowledge and the physical thing that you're trying to get, if you can obtain that easily, and you think in your brain, well, I could live without it, or it's not such a big deal, I'll give it a shot. That's not passion. That's curiosity. We'll see how it goes. And, you know, and if you own reptiles, you know, or any exotic animal, you know that happens a lot. too much in my opinion. But that's what my channel's for. I try to make videos where if people are looking to get a specific animal, they can see, and I try to explain over periods of time, sometimes even in the same video over chunks of time, this is what you're about to get yourself into. That's really the basis of my whole channel, is just to show people what you can expect when you get these animals, what it's going to look like outside, what it's going to look like when it grows, what's going to happen when something bad happens, deaths, topics and things that are going to affect you. This is what my channel is about. This is why I make my videos, to help people with that. So yeah, if you're curious about it, I say you follow it up and let's see if it turns into passion. If you're passionate about it, let that curiosity fuel you to broaden your branches, expand your tree, expand your land. You know, that's exactly what I've been doing. I'm going to continue to do it. I don't give up with my curiosity. I expand upon it because that's what makes it fun. And it's fun to own a bunch of ball pythons and breed leopard geckos and breed snakes and have tarantulas and everything, but it's occasionally you want something new, you know. And I've tried things out and decided, you know, hey, I'm not as passionate about it as I thought I would be. I would say with frogs, I was really into frogs, and I'm just not as passionate about it as I would like to be, and to keep them. So even though I do own frogs, I have firebellies, and I had a Pac-Man frog that he was an adult that passed away a while back. But that's curiosity that I've dealt with, and I figured out on my own. This is not for me. You know, I'm not a fish person. I love fish. It's just not something I want to do. If I had fish, somebody else would have to maintain it. It's a little bit too much involvement for me with fish. I love fish though, you know, but I'm curious about fish. I'm not passionate enough to own them. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, I like owning one. I just like them. I like birds. I like flight, you know, so, and something about a cockatiel, especially a cockatiel male, is just something I like. I'm passionate about him. If you gave me a parakeet, I'm not passionate about parakeets. So it can be just that simple, you know, and that, I mean, we're talking birds here. So keep it that simple. And curiosity versus passion. If you're curious, follow it up. If it turns into passion, you're passionate. If you can't get yourself to want to learn any more about it and you lose interest pretty quickly in it, you're just curious. And that doesn't mean that's all animals. It may be just that animal you're looking for. Maybe you're a boa guy and you're looking at ball pythons. Maybe you're a corn snake guy and you're looking at, you know, retics. You know, find something that works for you. You know, you think you're not a tarantula guy. You're a spider guy. There's huge differences in small differences. And you just have to find your niche. Find what you like. So that's my advice on it. Is really all I could say, and I hope that helps you at least give you a little clarity about the mindset of it. This is my opinion. I encourage you to always reach out to other people and see what they think about it. This is just my humble opinion. So I hope that does it for you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Be you, be genuine, and be safe. See you guys next time.